Senator Bill Cassidy joins us to talk about Go Mesa, but quickly. Senator, don't overthink this. I'm giving you a choice. Jimmy Buffett, Sting, or Rod Stewart? Quickly, you would say?
Jimmy Buffett.
All right. Tell me about Go Mesa, and Jimmy Buffett does put you in the mind of the beach, and I guess that leads to coastline and coastal restoration, and, well, there's a quantum leap probably, but get you out to the oil rigs and Go Mesa, and tell us all about what happened, if you will, sir.
Yeah, so Louisiana's rebuilding its coastline. We have to, or else it sinks into the ocean. We've got a great plan to do it, and there's been a lot of effort to go forward. Trump administration's been incredibly supportive. They've put in an expedited permitting process so that instead of taking 5 to 10 years, we can get it done within a year. But the key ingredient is the finances to make it work. Yesterday, Secretary Zinke signed a check of which Louisiana will get about $80 million going towards rebuilding our coastline. Revenue sharing from offshore oil, but it rebuilds our coastline. The beginning of it, fantastic news.
In terms of, and one question I've always had, Senator, and I'm nowhere near smart enough to figure this out, but it seems to me if I got enough money to restore a foundation to a home, but I can't finish the job, and then every couple of years or it washes away the foundation, and I get the same amount of money or a little bit more, and I keep building a foundation, but it keeps washing away. I guess the bottom line question is, with Go Mesa, is it enough money to make a difference, or can you do coastal restoration incrementally?
You can do it incrementally. Indeed, you build upon that which you've already done. You can see diversions already made. A diversion already made, which is building marshland, wasn't intended to build marsh. There's just so much sediment in the Big Muddy, it's going to build marsh if you just allow it to spill out. And there's going to be other dollars coming through. The BP oil spill, state and local dollars, but this is a big part of it. It's a 50-year plan, but you can absolutely do it incrementally.
In terms of regulations on the oil industry, et cetera, this money could have been more had it not been for some restrictive things put on the industry after the BP spill?
Yeah, so when the President Obama did the permitatorium and the rig count went down and there's just been less investment, well, then obviously royalties fall. And this is revenue sharing based upon royalties. On the other hand, in the Tax Cut and Jobs Act bill, I was able to put in a portion in that bill which is going to raise the cap going forward. And so it'll make up, if you will, for the amount we would lose because of the permitatorium. So we're doing our best to add dollars wherever we can to rebuild our coast. One
thing that people always want to know, Senator, when it comes to this is where's the money going to go? Is it dedicated, et cetera?
It is, by our state's constitution, it is dedicated to coastal restoration. And there's a big project right now being planned down in Barataria Bay. We had a lot of problems with permitting. We were able to get some exemptions from federal regulations in order to expedite it. And when Secretary Zinke came down on his tour, he told me personally and has since followed up to put in an expedited permitting process on the federal level. I think we're beginning to make some real progress.
I appreciate your time as always, but quickly, what's the vibe in Washington? There in the hallways, the restaurants, et cetera, what are you getting?
You know, Trump continues to dominate the news. I mean, think about it. We got the Kim Jong-un crossing the border to shake hands with the South Korean. And so even people that hate Trump have to admit that this guy's getting some stuff done. The Tax Cut and Jobs Act bill, we're seeing employment improve and wages rise. We're seeing the rig count go up in the Gulf of Mexico by 50%. Now, that's good for South Louisiana. So there's a lot of positive indicators. On the other hand, some folks hate Trump so much that they cannot stand it and therefore refuse to acknowledge.
We're going to talk about that next hour, but I guess one question, I mean this with all due respect, Senator, what the hell are you going to do about this jambalaya thing?
Teach them how to make a roux.
What the hell is going on there? What are you, Carolina rice, and what did they have? Some beef stock they got from Swanson and put in there? What was all that about?
Well, it was a fabulous meal, but I was going to take a picture of the jambalaya. And so I finished the lamb and I finished the rice, and then I started to think, wait a second, there's supposed to be jambalaya there. And so I looked down, I got a few pieces of rice. I mean, I was hungry. Nothing to take a picture of, but if first you make a roux, I don't know I'm not sure they made a roof.
Excuse me, Mr. President, with all due respect, they ain't no andouille in here, so...
They said they minced it very finely.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy,
I'll bet they did. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Tommy.
You bet. U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy, Go Mesa, money coming in. It's interesting to hear that you can restore the coastline incrementally.